Hello, I'm Robbie Susan Chandler, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. Today I'm going to share with you my card number 3 in my series of 7 cards using the horse and sleigh, or it's called the one horse open sleigh designer series paper. I'll get it right in a minute. One horse open sleigh designer series paper. That's this pack of paper here that's available on our online store only. It's not in our catalog. And the item number is 162118 and it's $12.50. It's a beautiful pack and I'll show you some of the pieces in it. This is the two we're going to use today. And then we have this set. I kind of put them in sets because I linked them up with the two I felt like worked well together, and then I made some cards with the two that matched. These two. This one I used only by itself, and this one I used by itself. This one I ended up not using. I couldn't find a card I wanted to use it on, but this side looks nice. It'd be a good piece for a card. And then these are the two pieces I used for my card number 1 of the series. And this was the one piece I used for my card number 2 of the series. So if you haven't seen card 1 and 2 of my series, then you need to go look those up on my YouTube channel. So here's the card we're going to make today. And this is what the inside looks like. And it uses the one horse, well, it's actually called Horse and Sleigh stamp set for the horse and the sleigh. And let's see about the greeting. And the greeting I actually use from a set called Holly Jolly Wishes. And then here are the dies, coordinating dies that go with this set. It comes in a bundle, which saves you 15%. So let's take a look at this card and the pieces and how I cut them and all that good stuff. So your card base is Knight of Navy, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and just folded in half. So that's our card base. Now let me show you how I cut the designer papers. Let's start with the one on the front. So both pieces are cut 4 1/4 by 4, but the way I cut them, as you see, when you kind of lay it over, you can see where it matches up. This piece, I cut 3/4 inches off this side, and then I cut 1 inch off the top and 1 inch off the bottom. So this paper is 6 by 6. When you take 1 inch off each end, then you end up with a 4-inch strip. And when I take the 3/4 inch off this side, then I end up with 5 1/4. So this is what the front's made from. And the inside, I did basically the same thing, but I cut 2 inches. I wanted to use the bottom part of this piece, so I cut 2 inches off the top, which left a nice little piece that you could use to make other things with. And then this side I cut 3/4 off, so that left 4 and 5 1/4 inches, and that gave us this piece. So those, basically you just adhere to the front. The one with the gate goes on the front, and then you stamp whatever sentiment you wish to use, and that's your inside piece. Now the horse was stamped, horse and sleigh, they were stamped on basic white, and I'll go through real quick the blends that I used to color it with. The reins on the horse I actually colored with dark smoky slate. So that was this part and this part here. And the horse himself, he was colored with these, what we call our naturals, and the mane was with the deep 200, and the horse himself was colored with the medium 500. So like I said, these are our naturals. And then I colored the man's coat with light gray granite. That's this part here, in his hat. I colored her coat and hat with light boho blue, and also I colored See where you have these white spots right here behind the tail and the horse? Well, I colored those blue so they would blend in with the background and I would have less white showing. And then the faces, my skin tones, I use light petal pink. The sleigh itself, I use dark Night of Navy. And then the blanket covering their legs, I use dark Mossy Meadow. Alright, then after I colored it, then I cut it with the coordinating die. Now one thing I did on this one, or on all of mine, I cut out this little slate, the railing in here on the sleigh, because when you put this on here, you get some, you can match it up pretty well, but you get a lot of white showing around it, like below it and up there in that part. So to eliminate all that white showing, I decided to cut that out. So see, I've got this area here cut out. So then all I had to do was just adhere that to there. And that took care of that. So then after I adhered my railing down, then I just put some dimensionals on the back and put my horse down. But I also cut a tree. Now the paper I actually used on my sample here, and this tree I colored a little bit with a brown tone, but I decided not to do that on this card. I decided just to go with a white tree. But this snow and tree were actually cut with this paper, and it has a ribbing in it, and it's called our textured shimmer paper. And like I said, I made my sample with that, but then I decided when I was making the ones for my classes to use just some sparkly glitter paper that was left over from Stampin' Up! From I think last Christmas. And I decided I liked it better, and we used that. So I put my tree down, and then I put my horse and sleigh on dimensionals down in front of my tree, and then I cut the snow from the same glimmer paper, and we'll just stick our snow down. I used dimensionals to put him down with, so put them down with. So there's a piece of snow there. Now I did take the boho blue and kind of color my snow on my other one, but I decided it made it, see how it blended in too much? You can barely see the snow. Now if you want your snow to blend in with the background, you know, I thought it was a good idea to do that. But if you'd like for your snow to be more prominent, then just use the white and leave it like that. Now my trick I've been sharing on my other cards like this is how to put some sparkle on your card, and you just squeeze you some Wink of Stella on a block, get you a good puddle there, and you can either flick it with the lid, and you get a little bit bigger dots when you do that, or you can flick it with your finger, which is what I'm doing here. I think you get more even and smaller dots if you use your finger. You know what, let's just put a little bit on the inside just to make it nice and sparkly too. Why not? The more sparkly on a Christmas card, the better. And you don't think you're seeing much, but when you hold it up to the light, now see, sometimes you get these kind of big dots, but they just kind of dry and look like big snowflakes. So I hope you can see that shimmer in there. When you're flicking it down, you don't really notice it, but when you pick it up and put it in the light kind of picks it up. So this card was pretty quick and easy. What took the longest was coloring the sleigh and the horse and all that, but once I figured out what colors I wanted to use, it didn't take that long. So I hope you like this card. I have a free tutorial for you to download below the video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and please like my video. And if you need a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. So until next time, happy crafting!